The boardroom held a quiet tension as executives prepared for the quarterly review. Papers were arranged with care, and every expression carried the detached calm of people waiting for someone else to be affected. The HR director delivered a short message ending a long and loyal career. The CEO intervened with a smooth explanation about alignment and future plans. No one defended the woman who had shaped the structure they all relied on. She left the room with steady steps and an unreadable face. Behind the polished table, silence settled again, as if nothing significant had happened. What the executives failed to recognize was the single truth that would soon redirect the company. The woman they dismissed owned the building beneath their feet. Years earlier, she had walked across the same land when it was little more than soil and abandoned foundations. Developers considered it unworthy of attention, yet she saw potential others ignored. She purchased the property quietly, trusting time rather than applause. When the company sought a new headquarters, she negotiated a lease that offered them comfort while protecting her ownership. In meetings, she listened more than she spoke. She let colleagues assume she needed their approval. She watched ambitious managers compete for influence, unaware she could end every rivalry with a single decision. Her calm presence created the illusion of modesty, yet her silence carried deeper intention. She preferred peace, but never surrendered authority. Her strategy relied on patience, not recognition. The CEO entered the company with confidence shaped by rapid promotions and flattering evaluations. She believed leadership depended on volume and visibility. She interpreted silence as weakness and considered loyalty something she could purchase with titles. Her habit of delegating every detail became a blind spot. Contracts remained unread, clauses forgotten, and responsibilities scattered among people she barely noticed. When she dismissed the wrong employee, she celebrated the moment as evidence of decisive leadership. She believed she had removed an obstacle to progress. Her signature, placed carelessly on the termination documents, activated a clause she never reviewed. That simple action set in motion a chain of consequences she could not anticipate. She assumed she controlled the building, yet the building did not belong to her. In the days following the dismissal, subtle shifts appeared. Maintenance staff greeted the former employee with unusual warmth when she returned to collect personal items. Security guards avoided the CEO and spoke in brief, careful tones. A notice arrived from the landlord requesting immediate meetings regarding the headquarters lease. Executives wondered why routine operations suddenly required external authorization. Confusion grew as messages from the management office mentioned changes they did not understand. Meanwhile, the dismissed woman received a courteous call confirming all building matters would now be handled directly with her. She ended the call with a calm satisfaction she had never allowed herself to show. For the first time since the dismissal, she felt the balance of power moving quietly back into her hands. The CEO launched a productivity audit to reinforce her authority. She expected to highlight inefficiencies and replace teams that questioned her decisions. Instead, the auditors uncovered an unexpected problem. The dismissed woman had designed every compliance method the company relied on. She built the reporting network, supervised the data flow, and trained the staff who now stood confused without her guidance. Documents failed to align. Timelines collapsed. Errors appeared in areas once considered flawless. Executives panicked during late meetings, searching for explanations that did not exist. The CEO dismissed their concerns and insisted that every employee could be replaced. She clung to that belief even as the system faltered around her. What she refused to accept was simple. A structure cannot stand when its foundation has quietly walked away. Weeks later, she returned with measured confidence, carrying a folder rather than an employee badge. Lawyers accompanied her through the lobby. Senior partners greeted her with a level of respect that startled the remaining employees. Their conversation shifted quickly to terms, obligations, and the consequences of recent leadership behavior. The CEO observed the meeting through her office window, confused by the sudden seriousness. She approached demanding explanations, yet no one addressed her questions. The expressions around her changed from curiosity to worry. The legal notice confirmed her worst suspicion. The woman she dismissed now addressed the company as its landlord. The building she believed symbolized her authority no longer answered to her. For the first time, she felt genuine uncertainty. A formal letter arrived from the ownership office announcing termination of the entire lease. Executives gathered in disbelief as they read the document. The company had 90 days to leave unless it accepted new terms that significantly increased operational costs. Investors demanded emergency meetings. Employees whispered in the hallways, sensing the shift in power. The CEO attempted negotiations, yet every request met firm refusal. The dismissed woman remained absent from all discussions, allowing the process to unfold without her presence. She spent her evenings at home receiving messages from former colleagues who finally understood her importance. The company struggled to find a new location and relocation expenses soared. The quiet decision she once made to buy the land now reshaped every future they planned. She never confronted the CEO. She never insulted her. She never reminded anyone of the arrogance displayed in the boardroom. Her revenge unfolded through calm decisions and unspoken boundaries. When the company completed its costly move, the CEO resigned under pressure from disappointed investors. Rumors spread among employees about the true power behind the building. They remembered the day she was dismissed and the silence that followed. They now understood the mistake that ended an empire. On the first morning after the company vacated, she walked through the empty halls with measured steps. Sunlight filled the rooms she had once leased to them. She placed her hand on the wall and allowed herself a quiet breath. She had reclaimed what was always hers.